It's my pleasure to introduce the mayor of Costa Mesa, John Stevens. John was first elected to the city council in 2016, and later, when Mayor Katrina Foley was elected to the Board of Supervisors, he was then chosen to be mayor. John attended UC Davis Law School, and after law school immediately moved here to Costa Mesa to raise his family. So the event that we highlight today is the State of the City. So please welcome Costa Mesa Mayor John Stevens.
Hi, everybody. So my name's John Stevens. I'm the mayor of the great city of Costa Mesa, and I'm the one thing that stands between you and the weekend. So I hope these remarks will be entertaining. I know that they'll be content rich. I've got some shout outs that I'm going to share with you. But I just want to say, just looking around and going out there and meeting people is, I really feel like and I hope you do too, that we're surrounded by friends here. And after all these years, we had the State of the City in person, of course, last year. But after these years of being kind of cooped up in the pandemic, it is just wonderful to be here with so many friends. Thank you again. I want to echo what Todd said. Thanks to our servers. Thank you for our servers. I don't know how they do it. I want to thank, these remarks that I'm going to make were written in part by Tony Dodero, who's taking pictures. Where's Tony? Tony's there. Thank you. Thankfully for Tony, Tom Johnson's not here to give him a hard time this year. We're not quite sure where Tom is. His whereabouts are unknown, but Tony has a good alibi. He's not a suspect at all in that. And Hadassah Jakur in the back, she's the one that put together all these beautiful images that you can look at to divert your attention from having to look at me. Okay. So our theme is investing in progress. Investing in progress. And you might think, well, okay, investing in progress, that's not really that interesting of a theme, but it really is. Because the status quo is kind of a nice place, right? We're all sitting in the status quo, aren't we very comfortable? And there's even many people who pine for the old days, and they say, we want to, boy, those days of Kona lanes and the ice capades and stuff like that, and gosh, I wish we could go back to those days. And we have the Costa Mesa Historical Society that's in place to let us honor the old days, but we, in 2022, with this council and this staff that I will recognize, and this community, because this is the State of the City, this isn't the State of the City about the city government. This is not a report on the city government. We are the city. The city government exists to serve the city. They exist to serve the business. They exist to serve the residents, and we're proud to do so. This is the state of the entire city. And we as a group, as I go through these remarks and you hear the things that are happening, we are investing in progress. We're investing in progress. And Dave Min taught me this saying, and it is this: leadership is planting trees, knowing that you will never rest under the shade of their branches. Dave Min taught me that. Now, he didn't make up that phrase. I don't want to give that. He could have, it's possible. I'm sure he has a lot of sayings that he's made up in his life. He's a very smart man. He went to Harvard, but he didn't make up that one. But investing in progress, and you'll see how we've done it. So the other day, we had our city council meeting on Tuesday. I'll tell you a little story. And it kind of raised the stakes for these remarks, because a constituent came up during public comment, as was this constituent's right to do. Everybody gets 3 minutes. They can say anything they want to say. And she said that Costa Mesa is a pissant city. A pissant city. Well, being the mayor, usually I'm just cool with what everybody has to say at public comment. It is, of course, their First Amendment right to do so, and I don't respond. I waited until it was my turn, and I said, I take umbrage with that. Costa Mesa is not a pissant city. Costa Mesa is the greatest city in the state of California, the greatest city in the state of California. And I have to confess something, is I wasn't quite sure what pissant meant. But I knew it wasn't a compliment. So after the meeting, after my remarks, I went and I looked up pissant, and I learned a couple of things. Number one, it's only one word, and then it has nothing to do with an insect or a bodily function. So, okay, so getting to the heart of the matter here. So we have a tremendous council, and I just want to call them out, because it is an absolute pleasure working with this council. There's a photograph of them. They look beautiful up there. Jeff Harlan from the east side of Costa Mesa. Jeff, we call him the sage of the east side of Costa Mesa. He brings wisdom to the dais every time. We've got Andrea Marr. Andrea Marr was a lieutenant in the United States Navy, went to the Naval Academy, was a nuclear engineer. And she's a clean energy engineer now and brings a lot of that to the council. Arliss Reynolds went to a little school by the name of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. She graduated from Estancia in 2002. She's the only person in the history of Estancia to be the valedictorian and the athlete of the year the same year. Arliss Reynolds. Manuel Chavez. Manuel Chavez, I call him the most lovable council member in the history of Costa Mesa, and nobody has disputed me of that. Manuel Chavez is of and by his district. He's lived in his District 4, his entire life. Went to UC Irvine. He's the ripe old age of 27, and he is wise beyond his years. Manuel Chavez. Lauren Gameros. Gameros is how we pronounce that name. Lauren Gameros is our boots on the ground guy. He has a career in construction, and I'll tell you, when you need him, he's there on a moment's notice. It was about a week ago that he showed up in 15 minutes notice to a construction site to help out. He is transparent, he is accessible, and he is a great asset to the city of Costa Mesa. Don Harper, who's not here, is also a great asset to us. He's a fabulous businessman from the private sector, brings that perspective, and we need that, especially even last meeting on an issue like the tennis center RFP. And me, for my part, I'm just a little country lawyer who loves the city of Costa Mesa, and I'm happy to be the mayor. We've got a great staff, and I want to call out the directors. Let's put the directors up on the screen. We have, let's see, Jason Minter, who's our director of parks. Jason Minter, stand up. Everybody, we should be clapping for these people. Jason Minter is our director of parks. Ron Lawrence, our police chief. Papa Bear Dan Stefano, our fire chief. Steve Ely, he is the most resourceful director of information technology in Orange County. Raja Setharaman. Public Works, he brings everything in on time and on budget, and we're going to be talking a lot about his projects when I get to the main remarks. Carol Molina, is Carol here? Carol, she's our director of finance, and she brings everything on budget. Kim Barlow, is Kim in the house? Kim has done tremendous work as our city attorney. And we've got Susan Price. Susan Price has retired, but she has left a legacy that will go on for generations, and we'll be talking about many of the things that she has done. And then, of course, our fearless leader, Lori-Ann Farrell Harrison. Lori-Ann. Jennifer Lee. I forgot Jennifer Lee. Oh, thank you. You see, Mayor Pro Tem, she always has my back. Jennifer Lee, who I introduced the other day as the hardest working person at City Hall, and I'm sure that there's some debate about that, but Jennifer Lee is our Development Services Director. She's in charge of planning, building, economic development, and code enforcement. That's a major job. Jennifer Lee. Okay, so here in Costa Mesa, what we've done is we've got together with the council and the staff, these folks that I've just introduced, we've established a mission statement. The mission of the City of Costa Mesa is the City of Costa Mesa serves our residents, businesses, and visitors while promoting a safe, inclusive, and vibrant community. We also have, and I'm not sure many cities have this, we have core values, 6 core values that we agreed on, and some of them are kind of unusual and specific to our city. Integrity, sustainability, which you'll hear a lot about when we get into the details. Compassion. How many cities have compassion as a core value? Innovation. Inclusion. Inclusion is important. Costa Mesa is for everyone. Not every city is like that. Some cities are exclusive. But I would never be the mayor of a city that considered themselves exclusive. They would never vote for me. Collaboration. Collaboration is the order of the day. We're all collaborating, and you've heard that from other speakers about the importance of collaboration. We've done so many things in this city, and now I'm going to get to some of the specifics, and then the weekend. We partnered with the state and the county on a Project Home Key, conversion of the Motel 6 that is going to provide 88 units for seniors and veterans on Newport Boulevard. You can clap at any time. You are empowered to clap. Fairview Developmental Center, you might say, what's going on at Fairview Developmental Center? It's a very interesting topic. We have received from the state $3.5 million to help us design what goes in Fairview Developmental Center, and we will need feedback from the community. We will work with the community with that $3.5 million, and we'll work with the state, and something very special, including much-needed housing, will happen. And open space at Fairview Developmental Center. I mentioned Carol Molina earlier, who is our ninja finance director. She brought us in a balanced budget. We have $53.5 million in reserves. Despite the pandemic, we didn't dip into our reserves during the pandemic, and we have a AA+ credit rating. And the thing about Carol is everything goes smoothly, and I've presided now or voted on 6 budgets, and the last one was the smoothest budget. And there's also a balance that we have, not just balancing ins and outs, but also balancing how do we spend our money, and that's really what the council and the city manager and the staff does, and I think we've done a pretty good job of that. We have great leadership in the city, and I just want to call out that we brought in Chief Ron Lawrence in the last year. A lot of these things I'm talking about happened since the last state of the city. Chief Ron Lawrence came to us from Citrus Heights in Sacramento County. He's been a chief for 10 years. He's my neighbor. He lives around the corner. He has a dog that he runs all around the neighborhood. My dog got loose. He helped find the dog, and he brought it back to me. He is a neighbor. He is a professional police chief. We just went out and we did 6 Meet the Chief tours where we talked directly to the folks, to the community. We're going to talk about some of the things that are happening in the department, but bringing Chief Lawrence in, and we have our city manager, Lorianne Farrell, to thank for that, was a great achievement over the last year. We also hired an active transportation manager. You'll hear about how important active transportation is to this council, and a new art specialist in the last year. So we're investing in progress. What does that mean? we're investing in solutions, including homeless solutions. The Network for Homeless Solutions continues to find housing for those in our bridge shelter. We brought our bridge shelter on, as you remember, in April of 2019. That was our temporary shelter. In 2021, we brought our shelter to over on Airway. It's got, as somebody earlier mentioned, I think 72 beds. We have Bracken's Kitchen. Bracken's Kitchen provides the food. There's Bill Bracken. He provides the food, and he says, if you wouldn't serve it in a restaurant, don't serve it in the shelter. That's the quality that we've got. But what are the outcomes? According to the point in time count, we've reduced street homelessness by 20%. And this is the thing I want you to think about. Since April of 2019, we've found housing, people coming off the streets of Costa Mesa into shelter where they're warm and dry, permanent housing for almost 250 people. It is easy for me to put that in perspective today because I asked Todd Priest, I said, how many people are at this lunch? And he said, 250 people. So as you look around, think about it. This amount of people that is in this room in the last 3 years has gone off our streets and into warm and dry shelter. Again, we have a beautiful mural at the shelter that was created by a high school student from Monte Vista High School. Now this has to do with our, we had some troubles with the sober living homes and rehab homes for many years, and councils before I got on council and since I've been on council, we've been working very diligently on that. I'm not going to talk much about it, but I'm just saying it's a unique problem to Costa Mesa, and in the last year, we won a federal jury trial against a company called, a business called Ohio House, and it basically cemented our ordinance that we put in place. We're the only city with such an ordinance. We're the city that needed this ordinance, and the ordinance is not only to keep the neighbors safe and to help our community, but also the residents of those sober living homes so that they're not exploited by people that are running those sober living homes. So we coordinate community partners and volunteers and cleanup days at Shalimar, Mission, and Mendoza, and different neighborhoods that need our tender, loving care. We talked about Chief Lawrence. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about public safety, some of the things that have happened in the last year regarding public safety. I talked about community engagement, our listening tours. The Chief Lawrence and Chief Stefano competed in the demolition derby. Now I'll say that Chief Lawrence got a bad vehicle at the demolition derby. He's going to do a lot better next year, and of course Chief Stefano is a veteran. He's always a contender in the demolition derby, so we're looking forward to that next year. Thank you to the fair too for putting on the demolition derby. We love that. We've hired eight police officers in a very competitive environment in the last year. They reorganized the police department, and the chief can go into this in much more depth, and he's not going to do it today. Don't worry, we've got the weekend coming. But we used to have a city that had 2 zones and 2 beats per zone. Within the last month, because we provided some staffing for the chief, he's able to reconfigure that. So now the police officers are in 3 zones, each with 2 beats. What does that mean to you? It means that your patrol officers are closer to the residents. They can respond more quickly. They're driving around, you can see them better. You will see better police service because of the reforms that have been put in place by our wonderful new police chief, Ron Lawrence. Give it up. The use of technology, Chief Lawrence believes in technology to keep us safe, and he's working on the next year we'll talk about the implementation of this, but where anybody that comes into the city, there'll be a photograph taken of their license plate, and if there's a stolen car, it will ping our police officers, and they'll be able to go out and find that stolen car. Stolen cars, not only are they a stolen car, but people that are driving stolen cars into the city of Costa Mesa are likely to commit additional mischief in our city and crimes. He's keeping us safe. There's an interesting thing that he's doing too. I find this also use of drones. They're using drones, but he's working with the fire chief on this technology where it's a 911 real time. So when you call 911 to a dispatcher, then the responding officer or the responding fire rig will be able to listen in on the call. That's really important for police and fire service, and they're working on that type of technology. All of our police officers have body-worn cameras, which is for their protection, and it's great. So we also, get this, we purchased this thing called a CAT. It's an armored vehicle that helps the police officers if they're ever going into a tough scene. It's an armored vehicle. That we purchased this year replaced the one that we had before, which was a Brinks truck that the city of Costa Mesa bought in 1986 for $1. Okay, investing in progress. We're investing in progress. We're getting this mobile command vehicle. So the mobile command vehicle will allow the police department to literally take the command out to the community. So, for example, when we had the protests after the George Floyd murder, the police did a wonderful job back then. That was before Chief Lawrence, but Chief Glass at the time, and did a wonderful job. But they had this Winnebago that they would take out there. And so we're getting a new mobile command unit, and also Chief Lawrence, that Winnebago, we're going to paint it black, and you can put it in the demolition derby. We'll get you a better place. We added a school resource officer, thanks to our partnership with the school district. Thank you very much. We have 3 school resources officers now, but I want to say one other thing, is remember toward the end of the school year, when you had that terrible tragedy in Uvalde, I received, because everybody knows my cell phone number, it's 714-337-1872. I received a lot of feedback from parents who were very concerned about copycat situations, and they were just very nervous about sending their kids to school. So I called the chief, and I said, Chief, we need to put the community at ease here. We need to know that the Costa Mesa Police Department has their back. He implemented, for the last 2 weeks of the school year, patrols at the schools, so that every school was covered, and the parents and the kids knew that there was a police presence to keep them safe. That was amazing, and I just want to acknowledge that. He's dealing with other issues, amazing, difficult issues like the catalytic converter thefts. We've got the bait cars that we're dealing with that. Fentanyl. When the chief came, he said, there's one thing that I can say about this community is there's too many overdoses. You know, because while we're a great city, we're not perfect, and we have our things that we need to work on. Too many overdoses. And he's focused on that, and the police department is focused on that, and they've made great strides at getting rid of the dealers of fentanyl in the city of Costa Mesa to keep our community safe. And then DUIs, we're the city with the most DUI arrests in our entire area, and that's because we've got a great crack staff that does that, and officers that are dedicated to it, some of which have over 1,000 DUI arrests in a calendar year. Fire, we can't leave fire out. Fire has hired, it says 5 new firefighters, but I was just at their event yesterday. They have 5 new firefighters, and then also 8 probationary firefighters. So they're growing. And they're out not just in Costa Mesa, but throughout the western United States. They've responded to 11 wildfires throughout California, 1 in New Mexico. We've got 3 units that roll on those Cal OES units that roll on those wildfires, and every one of our firefighters can go out, and it's sometimes like 2 weeks away from their family. So thank you to that. They don't just deal with fires and emergency calls. They've also conducted 585 plan checks and 1,400 inspections. And I think, is the fire marshal here? John, where's John? Fire Marshal John is. We also dedicated, if you're going on the 55 freeway, you'll now notice that it's the Michael Kriza Memorial Highway for one of our captains who perished in 2018. So as you drive by there, say a prayer and remember Captain Kriza. We're investing in our infrastructure. We talked about that earlier. We have a pavement index. This is Raj's department. We have a pavement index that is third in the county. Last year it was second in the county, and Orange beat us by 0.2%. We're not competitive or anything in the city of Costa Mesa, but we're going to get Orange. Irvine, I don't know if we'll ever catch Irvine, But as you drive around the roads, the pavement is amazing. The other department he has is the anti-graffiti. You don't see graffiti in the city of Costa Mesa. The reason you don't see graffiti is two things. Number one, it's that you go on your My Costa Mesa app and you say there's graffiti, and within 2 hours, Raj's team will go out and eradicate that graffiti. And I think last year they got over 4,600 calls from the community. Pretty amazing. We invested $2.5 million in Jack Hammett Sports Complex. $2.5 million, 60 new parking spaces, ADA walkways, new storage facilities. It's just unbelievable over there. We got those little soccer balls that look so cool, artificial turf at the skate park, new sidewalks and alleyways. Get this. So we started about 10 years ago to redo all of our alleyways. There was 130 alleyways in the city of Costa Mesa. We've done 110 within the next 3 years. We'll have done all the alleyways in the city of Costa Mesa, and they're concrete, so they last for 100 years. 100 years. So after these are done, in a couple of years, we'll have we won't in any of our lifetimes have to improve our alleyways. So other things, I'm getting this from my staff back there, so I'll go quickly. No more clapping. No more clapping. No clapping, no laughing. No fun. We're going to get through this stuff, and we're going to get to our weekend, okay? So Roger Neth Park, we dedicated that. Roger Neth is the longest, he's a Costa Mesa resident, the longest serving police chief in the city of Costa Mesa. You got a picture of me doing my Judd Nelson there. Pickleball. We put 2 pickleball courts. Tanager Park, there's more pickleball courts to come. Jordan Park in the Sages district, Jeff Harlan's district. It's beautiful. There's you just got to go there and check out Jordan Park. It's got butterflies and helixes and swings and everything. Thank you to our friends of the library who put these beautiful instruments at the library and at the playground at Lions Park, and they're here, friends of the library. Friends of the library. Okay, also active transportation. We made a lot of improvements on Randolph Avenue, including a turnaround, and we put about 75 parking spaces and a stoplight. We also put a stoplight on Village Way. We're working on our pedestrian master plan, which is going to get finalized probably next year. We're rolling out a permit parking program. This is interesting. We're putting in what's called leading pedestrian interval crosswalk system, which means you're safer as a pedestrian. You will get a head start. All the lights will be red. You as a pedestrian will get the walk sign. You'll get a 3-second head start. Investing in progress and investing in street safety and keeping our pedestrians safe. Sustainability. We've got solar-powered charging stations at the Senior Center, 9 charging stations at City Hall. We celebrated Earth Day this year, a tree city. We were the very first LEED Gold city in the state of California. We got 14 of 14 score on that. And I just want to say, regarding sustainability, which I said is one of our goals and one of our core values, I have to call out Andrea Marr and Arliss Reynolds for some recognition. They are truly the thought leaders on the city council, and pretty much everything you see, if you see anything pertaining to active transportation, if you see anything pertaining to sustainability, it usually originated with them. So we have a lot to be thankful for Arliss and Andrea. Investing in progress. Okay, now we're going to get out of City Hall. Now we're moving out of City Hall. It doesn't stop with City Hall. I mentioned Dave Min. You know, the guy who didn't write the saying, but he's our senator. But he gave us gave us state money, but he obtained from us $10 million for our parks. You can clap for that. Connie Petrie Norris, who I think is probably still here. Maybe she's off to her weekend, I don't know. But she got us $2.5 million for a regional training facility at our fire station on Placentia. She also obtained for us $1.2 million for Ketchum-Leibolt Park, which is in Manuel Chavez's district. Katrina Foley is our supervisor. She's here, and Lisa Bartlett's here. They've been our supervisors together for the last year. Both of them have been very supportive. Katrina Foley, we have an issue in Talbot Park there was like a whole city within a city in Talbot Park, and Katrina was able to obtain through the county $3.6 million to clean that up. She's always very supportive. I remember when she was the mayor, she went right into Talbot Park, into that encampment with her high heels and Judge Carter, and she will go literally where no one else will go. And then she got us the money to help us with that. So thank you very much, Katrina Foley. And Lisa Bartlett was very recently obtained $100,000 for our bridge shelter. We're very grateful for that. So if you, I'm sorry. So you guys you can clap. You can clap. I'm on page 4 of a 5-page outline. Okay. All right. So. So education is so important in the city of Costa Mesa, so much so, have you ever studied the seal of the city of Costa Mesa? It has 2 graduates on the seal of the city of Costa Mesa. Vanguard is doing great things. They're implementing an entire master plan. There's us cutting the ribbon at their monument sign, but now they're redoing that old rickety gym. Well, everybody loved the gym, but I mean, it was old. Anyway, they're redoing that. They're doing everything, and they're really transforming that area. So we've got people from Vanguard here. I know David, way to go. OCC, we got folks from OCC, Dr. Suarez and Doug, they're in the house. They have transformed that campus, plain and simple. You drive down Fairview and you just see the student center, but if you go inside, it's amazing. I spent half of the year over there helping cut ribbons. They've done 5 different buildings in the last year, and then a year before they did the planetarium. It is the best community college in the state of California. There's no debate about that. Newport Mesa School District, they're back there in Newport Mesa. 18,000 students go to school in the Newport Mesa School District, and they have a new superintendent, Wes Smith. Is Wes still here? Hi, Wes. You were blocked. Wes is also a transformational leader. We've become friends in a short period of time. He's the best hugger of any superintendent, I think. But of any superintendent. I mean, Lorianne, you're a good hugger too. Okay. Sophia University, I just gave some remarks at Sophia University. They're up there north of the 405 where Whittier Law School used to be. They've been kind of like on lockdown because of the pandemic, but they're coming out and doing great things. And Pacific College of Nursing, which is right on Red Hill, they did almost 50,000 vaccinations. They did. And people don't even really know about that college, but they do great things, and they've been here forever. And we're here, the Chamber of Commerce. I'm going to talk a little bit about business. I'm almost done with page 4. 3 Michelin star restaurants, it is true. Great pizza, so forth and so on. But I do want to call out my friends at El Matador. Where are my friends at El Matador? They were recognized. I'm sorry, I just have to do it. I mean, we go there as we go there as a family for every celebration, including when my daughter was born and she's now in law school. After I got sworn in as the mayor, I went to El Matador. I'm here, and I'm going to admit to you that I probably consumed enough Cadillac margaritas at El Matador to sail a small ship. I am a frequent flyer at El Matador. South Coast Plaza, South Coast Plaza right up front as it should be. We wouldn't be the city of Costa Mesa without South Coast Plaza. And Molly, welcome to the community. Welcome to the community. And they've had a record year, as always. They always have a record year. They'll have a record year next year. Louis Vuitton debuted its second store. Versace, Mikimoto have opened, and over 25 restaurants are coming soon. But the thing that really, I think, has transformed in the last year or so is Collage. Collage is amazing. It's a grouping of restaurants, including Paradise Dynasty. You can go there on some days, and there could be 300 people lined up at 11 o'clock to get into Collage to have some dim sum, So anyway, South Coast Plaza. Travel Costa Mesa. You heard about Travel Costa Mesa and the hotels coming back at length, and eat Costa Mesa, whatever you want to say. I mean, it's, as can be plainly seen, I am a consumer of the restaurants in Costa Mesa. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, Andrew. Andrew's doing great things over on South Coast Drive. They're going to bring up to 2,500 jobs to the city of Costa Mesa, and the jobs on average the salary is $154,000. That's a lot of opportunity for the folks back there at the Newport Mesa School District, for a lot of opportunity for local people, and a lot of jobs in the city of Costa Mesa. You know that 82,000 people come into Costa Mesa every day to go to work. 82,000 people. That's a lot of cars. Anyway. Siemens is moving their headquarters from Cypress to Costa Mesa. They're taking down 60,000 square feet at the Met, where I have my law office. Rivian's electric vehicle fulfillment center moved in. Vans expanded its headquarters. Fletcher Jones brought their Audi dealership. Avid Bio Pharmaceuticals is over by the airport. I know we have some of these folks. 9 of our first cannabis businesses got their conditional use permits. Are you guys still around? Cannabis? Cannabis back there, okay. It's not 420 yet. It's not 420 yet. Small businesses are the backbone of the city of Costa Mesa. We have 12,000 businesses in the city of Costa Mesa. Dave's Hot Chicken, Mogu Mogu, Uncle Tetsu's, Butcher House Brasserie, Paragon Cafe, Soko Black Dot Roaster, Skin Perfect. I cut ribbons at every single one of these places. Bella Vita, the electric bike company, is now on Placentia and also on Logan. Culinary Kitchen Experience at Bloomingdale's. The Rocket Science Fitness. This is all really happening in the city of Costa Mesa. What a place. Okay, we also are investing our community. April Ross, who won a gold medal, she's from Costa Mesa. She not only won a gold medal, but she got the key to the city. I think she likes the gold medal better, but that's cool. And thank you, by the way, to Katrina Foley, who, and she's in the picture. She's in a lot of pictures, but that's because she She goes to a lot of stuff, and she participates. She put this event together, so thank you, Katrina Foley. The fish fry returned to Lions Park. We had an Independence Day with the Tijuana Dogs. We had a great concert there with 7,000 people. We brought back concerts in the park in July. Snoopy House, ho, 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 Snoopy House. I sometimes there's no kids here. Sometimes I do Santa Claus at Snoopy House, so I know the ho, ho, ho. Okay. Orange County Fair had a great year. Great concerts, great everything at the Orange County Fair, wonderful experience. The Chargers have one more year in the city of Costa Mesa, and we love the Chargers. The Estancia baseball team won the CIF championship and the state regional championship. They were 31-5, and we brought them into the city council, and that was great. The Tet Festival is back. Our Orange County model engineers built their trestle, and also when they had some vandalism, the city of Costa Mesa and the county through Katrina came up and helped them to repair that vandalism. I'm on page 5. And of course, trellis. Somewhere in here is Raina Cuthill. Raina's here. Trellis. Love Costa Mesa Day. Love Costa Mesa Day. We had 80 different projects. We had hundreds of people. Raina Cuthill, who ran that whole thing, is a very good friend of mine. She gets up at 5 o'clock with me, and we do burpees together. So that's great. Raina Cuthill. Okay, but there's more to come in the City of the Arts. We're the City of the Arts, and ACMA is coming. ACMA is coming. The Orange County Museum of Art is coming on the 8th of October. It's going to be absolutely amazing. The guy that was on, Chef Ross Penn, I can't do the last name, but the guy that was on the show that was shown by Travel Costa Mesa, he's the chef at ACMA. Segerstrom Center of the Arts is back. Art Venture, we had that last week. That was great. And we have this mariachi group that's going strong. It's Juvenil Herencia Michoacana. Juvenil Herencia Michoacana. It's Hispanic Heritage Month. They came in and they've played for us many, many times in the chambers. They're terrific, and they work over there on 19th Street. And I'll leave you with this because it is Hispanic Heritage Month. We have a different way of doing things in the city council chambers. It's open. People are clapping. People are having a good time during our meetings. That's what I want as the mayor. That's what this council wants. But more importantly, people are open to coming. Anybody can come into that council chambers. Anybody can contact me or one of these council members. So recently we've had a lot of people that have come in to the city council, and they've petitioned us in Spanish, in their own language. We've got bilingual council members. We've got bilingual staff members. And we listen, it's translated, and then we have especially Councilmember Chavez who can respond back in their language. This is what I'm talking about inclusiveness. It wasn't always like that in the city of Costa Mesa, but it's a new day with a new council. We're Costa Mesa for everybody, and together we're going to continue to make progress. God bless the city of Costa Mesa, and God bless each and every one of you.